Hello, everyone. How are you? My name is Dave, and I'm the instructor for the online Spanish 200 class that you will be taking, I assume. And the purpose of this video is to make sure that you understand exactly how to navigate the two online platforms that we're going to be using to complete our classwork. And that once you understand the Canvas platform and the Portales platform, then you can concentrate on learning Spanish without having to spend so much time fiddling around with these programs that are not, they're good programs, but everything can be a little complicated the first time. So that's my goal. What I'm going to do is share my screen with you. And on your very first day, there we go. Sorry. On your very first day, you're going to come to the Mendo home screen, home page here, right? And here it is up here, mendocino.edu. And if you already know your Canvas login stuff, you can just click on this and log in. It's not hard to do, and you'll find our classes. Any classes that you signed up for will be listed for you. If you're not sure about it, come down to distance education and click on that at the very bottom of the page. And then what you're going to get is a lot of information. My computer seems to be a little slow today. Sorry about that. Okay, there we go. It's the same thing. This is the same sort of link, but this is a whole bunch of information that'll help you get, through questions if you have questions. Although Canvas is pretty straightforward, your classes will be listed there. Won't be difficult for you at all. So now what I want to do is get to something else, and that is going to be right here. So once you're into the Canvas homepage, what you're gonna, once you get logged in, sorry, let me get back to where I'm supposed to be. Here we go. Let's share this screen. And this is what you're going to see when you get logged into our class. You might be taking other online classes too, or just have Canvas for other classes. But this is what you're going to see. This is our Canvas homepage. It's the Mendocino platform homepage. Okay, so this is my page. Within this, I tell you a little bit about myself. Here's a little video you can watch about me. The main thing that I want you to be aware of is how to get started in Portales. And Portales is the platform where you're going to submit about 85 to 90% of our classwork. And it's not a Mendocino platform. It's a private platform that you have to pay for. And here's a little link that's going to show you how to access Portales, make it easy. Although you really don't need to do that. You can take a look at it. Read this. This is very important information that I give you about logging in and all the things you need to know. And then just click here, purchase your Portales Access here. It's $149 for the semester. I know that's kind of expensive, but you don't have to buy a textbook. And textbook these days are $100, so it's kind of a wash. It won't be that bad. And you can scroll down and read things about assignments in Canvas, your weekly workload, how you're graded, and some of the learning objectives if you want to see that kind of stuff. While you're still on this page, I want to bring you to your attention to a couple other things. In this column right here of links, the announcements tab is really important. I've got some very important announcements in here, especially this one, help to get you started. It's going to show you information that you need to know to navigate this course. It's critical. You've also got a tab for assignments right here. And this will show you all your assignments and when they're due. We got 3 assignments that are due on June 14th, and you'll want to do the work in Portales so you can prepare for these. And here's your grades. Of course, you won't have any grades when you first look at this thing, so there's no score yet because you haven't submitted anything. But that's what you're going to use to check your grades and see how you're doing in the class. One last thing I want to show you is modules down here. See at the bottom of the column, close to the bottom of the column. I know this looks a little complicated. There's a lot to do in it. There's a lot of work to do in this class. But read the welcome page. Here's some course policies that you need to know about, like late work and penalties and taking tests and things like that. Student services, tech support if you have some questions. And then you get into lesson 1. Here's an intro to it, what our learning objectives are, what the assignments are. And you can also just click down here to do the assignments if you want to, okay? 2 other things that are very important here. The calendar is very important. See where my cursor is over here? The calendar is really critical. And let's get to June. And now you can clearly see when your Canvas assignments are all due. You've got another one here that's very important, your inbox, because this is, okay, sorry, it's not gonna work for me right now because I'm not a student. And what I'm gonna do is get out of here right now. So I'm gonna stop my share for just a second. Whoops, I'm sorry. Let me do this again. And, oh, there we go. I'm sorry, right here, my bad. What I'm gonna do is stop this share for just a second. And, okay, I guess I already did. Sorry. Let's keep going here. I want to get to here now and show you once you get logged in to Portales. Let me get back to this. Once you get logged into Portales, you're going to come to this screen. This is going to be your home screen or something like it. Portales is where we do most of our work. It's absolutely incredibly important that you understand a little bit about how to work this thing. So here's your home screen. Just click on our textbook and it shows you where you are and it shows you how long the course is, what the college is, and who your instructor's name is. So click on the book and that will get you into the Portales things. This is what you're going to see right off the very beginning. And it's all laid out for you. This is what we do. You can click on start or you can do each one individually. Let's click start and see what happens. And so the very first thing is some introductory stuff. And you really have to learn this vocab. This is mostly the vocab that you're going to need to get through the first lesson. So you can click on this. Now I'm going to click out of there for a second because if you like to see the English, you can click on it, but then it stops the audio. So what you can do is click on this thing and come down here and I'm sorry, click on this one and it'll show you all these alternate texts here and that you can do that for any one of these things. So let's go to number 2. Here's number 2. And then you can look at the English over here, okay? So that's a good thing for you to get started with. Really critical up here. Look at this little, that's supposed to be a picture of a textbook. And I guess it kind of is. But this is our actual textbook, and this is where you've got to come to do your learning, no matter what. So it's basically the same page. Other pages will be different. I mean, I know you basically just saw this page. Nice things that you can do here. You can flip through the pages. By the way, something important for you. You're going to find exercises back here, but you can't complete them. They are actually embedded in our program, so don't worry about that right now. Just let it go. You don't have to do them here, and in fact, you can't. But what you can use this for is studying, okay? Now, so I just clicked out of that. Here's an assignment list, and here's some info. It's kind of cool. It shows you when you have to have this done by, which is the first day, by the way. But let's return to the dashboard and just see what's going on here. And so you can complete this in the way they give it to you here. You can also do this. You can come to content and click on activities, and then you will very clearly see all the activities you have to do. Here's something that's kind of interesting to be aware of. If this is on assigned only, you're going to have quite a few exercises showing. Oh, I'm sorry, didn't quite get there yet. I'm sorry, if it's on all activities, sorry, my bad. You're going to see a whole bunch of activities that you do not have to do. You don't have to do all these, okay? So be aware of that. Only the ones with dates. So I'm going to keep it clicked on assigned only. But most people just want to do the course the way it's presented here, and you just start. You can start on any of these when you're ready. Start them whenever you want. Notice that you've got assignments just about every day. Another thing that's very important for us is the calendar. I'd really like you to take a look at this calendar. This gives you a very clear visual of when things are due. You can't actually click on them, but it does show you when things are due. And let me just get this out of here when we come up here. Let's look at one more thing here. I want you to be checking on your grades, and I'll show you why. Here's what you're going to do. You come to your grade book, and right now, this is an overview. See how it says overview here? So there's no scores yet. You haven't done anything yet. But what you can do is look at your scores individually. And this is what I really wanted to show you. So let's say you have done one of these ones down here. So you did really good. I didn't do all these, obviously, because normally you'd have a score here. Here's the score you got, and here were the points possible. So down here, I did really well on this one. I probably don't have to, that's just one of the ones that you have to look at. You get a point for doing it. But look at this one. I only got a 20%. I got 4 points out of 20. So what you can click on the name of the thing, or you click on score, it doesn't really matter. And this is one I already did. But look, I did this one. I was supposed to put either L or la, los or las. It says fill in the blanks with the appropriate definite or indefinite article. And I put El Chico, and that worked out pretty well. They gave me a check mark. But this one I got wrong. And they didn't show me exactly what I did wrong, but they show where I did it wrong. L doesn't work for maleta. Okay, and you'll learn more about that when you do this. La does not work for cuadernos. Okay, so, but maybe I don't understand why. I'm going, I thought L was okay. It worked for Chico, right? So what you can do is come down and ask your instructor, and you'll see this. And you click on the one you got wrong, or any of them for that matter. And you go something like, hey, Dave, why, whoops, is this one wrong? And then you submit it. Now, I won't show you this right now, but I will get this immediately, and I'll answer it as soon as I can, and I'll let you know. Now, if you're happy with your score here, you can click accept, but I personally wouldn't be very happy with the 20%. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to retry it, okay? Now, they already told me that I put in L and that was wrong, so I don't want to do that. Now, I happen to know, and you'll probably figure it out sooner or later, that this should be la, okay? Now, I'm not going to take the time to redo all of these right now, but if I have another question, I can ask, and now I can hit submit. Now, you got one more thing that I want to tell you about, because it's kind of important. Let's go back up. Let's go return to calendar. And now what I want to do is check my grades again. So I go to scores. And I did a little better this time. I got a 30%. Still not very good. I'm on time. That kind of helps. But at this point, I can submit a score request by asking my instructor again. And this time, you'll notice that they showed you what you did wrong. So the reason I put la for this one, and it was wrong. I got this one right now. I got la maleta. Remember that one? That's the one I changed. But I didn't change this one, and it should have been los. But the reason, now it's done. You don't get another shot at this. I can't. But sometimes the computer is pretty simple-minded. And for example, if you didn't put let's say you put los, or let's say I did la on this one, but I forgot to put a space between them, and the computer sees one word and it goes, I don't get this, this must be wrong, and it'll count the whole thing wrong. So at that point, you go and click and you say, type in here and you go, hey, Dave, I just forgot the space bar. I did it right, but it's not that bad a mistake, and I'll give you full credit for that. So then you submit it again. And now I'm going to return to calendar, but I want to show you that, because once you've submitted for the maximum amount of times, I can fix your score if the computer made a mistake, or if there's just something that I could give you partial credit for. Maybe you didn't get it all wrong and you think that there's a reason why you ought to get some better scores there. Then we can take a look at that. Now I'm getting a little tired, so I want to pause this for a second so I can take a break and get a glass of water, and then I'll come back with you. Okay, so there's one more thing that I want to show you, and it's a very useful tool for you. So because the vocabulary is going to be critical to getting through the grammatical material of this. If you don't know the vocabulary, it's really kind of tough. So let me show you something that I think is going to be very useful. And this is sort of a dictionary that you can have access to at any time. And one of the things I like about coming to content is you click on activities, and I'm actually going to put this on all activities for the moment. When you scroll down here, oh, by the way, I don't know if I showed you this, but you can use this to get to the other lessons that we have to do. Right now, I'm going to keep it right here. When you scroll down to the bottom of this page, the last thing is the lista de vocabulario. Click on it. What I really like about it is it shows you all the vocab. But you can do this. And by the way, here you can find the same thing in our little textbook. But what I like about this is you can have Spanish English, which is very cool, or you can just have Spanish, so you can sort of test yourself. So you go, okay, buenos dias. I think that means hello or good morning. Okay, it does. I'm good, right? But what I also really like, and I recommend doing this if you're serious about getting through this class with a great grade or just learning the Spanish, go English to Spanish. Anybody can look, probably most of us here in California can look at buenos dias and go, I know what that means. That means good morning or hello. But if you look at this, do you remember what good evening is? Do you remember how to say that? Do you remember how to say see you later or how are you? Well, you do that by checking with Spanish English, and then you can easily see it and go back and retest yourself by clicking on English. It's just something to think about. All right, I'm going to stop the share right now and just keep talking with you. I guess if there's one thing, two things I want to say, it's this: contact me. If you're having troubles, if you're not understanding something, you've got to let me know. Second thing I want to say is an online class, if you haven't taken one before, especially first foreign language, it can be challenging because I'm not there to ask questions. So the learning is really on you. You're not on your own. I'm here and I will always help you out, always. That's my promise to you. But you do have to do the learning. There's no way around it. It's on you. So you've got to put in the time. Honestly, you're going to be putting in quite a bit of time if you haven't had any Spanish before or any other foreign language before. So be prepared for that. It's something that you really need to do. Other than that, I'm not sure that I have anything other to tell you than to contact me when you have questions, and keep track of the assignments that are due on the calendar. And then I guess that's about it. So, well, have a good course and let me know if I can help you in any way. Bye.